This is Mike Feinberg with the Fighting News. I'm standing here with Jameel Big Time McCline. How you doing, Jameel?
Very good. Thank you.
We're sitting here in Delray Boxing. We just watched Andy Ruiz, a 25-1 underdog, knock out the champ, Anthony Joshua. He's now a 3-belt champion. All 4 belts now sit here in the USA. All 4 belts are now American belts. First time that's happened since Evander Holyfield, a long time ago. What'd you think of the fight, Jameel?
Oh, I just thought it was an amazing fight. It's really fantastic that the young kid came in and upset the world and changed, the face of the elite boxing planet-wide.
I think it's amazing that Andy Ruiz was a replacement. Just got a few weeks' notice on this fight. Just fought 7 weeks ago, by the way. So yeah, he was in shape, ready to fight, but he put 12 grueling rounds in against Dimitrenko, and came back to actually take on this fight. He was just supposed to be a step-on guy. And Anthony Joshua crossed the pond to come here to the U.S., and historically, Brits coming over to the U.S. to fight for a title fight haven't done real well.
Oh.
We all thought that was a joke, but 25-1 underdog pulled it out. Everybody at the bar this morning, or everybody at the bar tonight, we're all thinking about what round was Joshua going to knock him out. Everybody kind of came up with their thing. I think you said round 7.
Round 7.
I think that was about round 6. The only thing I told my guys here was that he's going to hurt him. Nobody thought he was going to win.
Listen, I was surprised with all the hands, the hand movement. He just was throwing punches. He was very busy, punches and bunches, and the big guy, was just he was exposed as very limited, and that's just the truth of the matter. He just did not have the movement that I thought he would have. He didn't have the hand movement that I thought he would have. He didn't have the jab fluidity that I thought he would have.
Right.
And that exposed him as a very limited, but apparently very successful former champion.
You think that Anthony Joshua didn't have enough time to prepare for a fighter like Andy Ruiz? Could that have been the problem tonight?
It could have been, but when you're amongst the best on planet Earth, then these issues are typically run of the mill.
Right. Well, I know Joshua had an 8-inch reach advantage tonight, a 4-inch height advantage tonight. So statistically, he had about a foot on him if he leaned forward. He was fighting smart early on. It looked like he was backing up. He was doing what he's supposed to do, trying to keep his distance. In round 3, he followed through, landed a beautiful right hand, knocked Ruiz down. I think after that he got a little cocky. He started thinking, I can keep doing this, not realizing that Ruiz was just going to bounce right back from it.
Again, it all goes back to how limited he is in his movement. I thought he was a much more fluent heavyweight.
Right. I
thought he could carry that weight, but then Ruiz being a smaller, shorter, Tasmanian type aggressive guy, it really showed. It just really exposed the big guy. I'm sure he'll come back. I'm sure he'll go back to the drawing board. I'm sure he'll see. Hey, I got to let my hands move a little bit. He might become dangerous from this loss.
It very well could be the case. It seemed like that's the history.
Lennox Lewis, after that one loss, and then for years he didn't lose again.
Right. It seemed like a big deal. And, we're all up in arms here thinking about all the fights that happened prior to this fight. Nobody's really paying much attention to the other network, but yet Devin Alexander got knocked out, if you hadn't noticed that tonight.
Right.
That was really a big deal because he was supposed to dominate throughout the whole fight. As far as women's boxing is concerned, Katie Taylor became the unified, undisputed lightweight champion of the world, and that was quite a show. It had to be the best women's boxing fight we've ever seen, in history.
Yeah.
And that proved a lot, but it was all forgotten about.
It was very Gaddy Ward-esque.
That is definitely true. It all seemed kind of overshadowed, though, once this main fight came on.
Right.
But I would say, going back to this fight again, after that 3rd round, when he went down, he just seemed like he just continued on that way. And after he got dropped, Joshua I'm talking about, after he got dropped twice in that 3rd round, I figured his corner must have been telling him, hey, just back off. Just stay with the jab, stay with what you know.
This is my point, I'm sure the corner told him that. I'm sure he was very aware of that. But yet he was unable to execute in his physical movement.
Right.
Popping the jab, stepping stepping in, hook, and he just didn't look like he it looked like he lacked those skills.
Right. Well, I know, again, Joshua had to travel over here. He seemed kind of winded even after that second round. It just didn't seem like he had the energy level that we're used to seeing in Joshua. I mean, going 12 rounds with Klitschko, showing that he had more energy than he did. I don't understand it. It just seemed like he was a different guy. And when he got dropped in the 7th round for the second time, he was standing there just kind of leaning on the ropes. It seemed like he was winded, needed a break. It seemed like he wasn't very happy with the stoppage. He felt like he should continue on, but I'm sure, even though, again, we couldn't hear with all the noise, it seemed that the referee must have said, step forward, a couple of times, and he refused to do so, which is why it was
it's very apparent that he quit. There's no doubt about it. He quit, and, listen, Terry Cooney said to me years ago, it's really tough to wake up at 5 in the morning to do your road work when you're sleeping between satin sheets. It makes, this guy Anthony Joshua had the impression that he's so wealthy from all the endorsements and all the prior wins he's had against, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, Vladimir Klitschko. I just think that, I think he got a little pampered there.
Right.
And I think he lost that nastiness, that grit, that defined the greats from the others.
Yeah, I'm sure he just felt like this is a step over fight. Let's just move on. He's thinking about inking up a deal with Deontay Wilder or even Tyson Fury at this point, even a Dillian White rematch. But there are several guys out there right now in that division right now that really could make a stamp.
Yeah, I'd like to see he and Wilder now. Yeah, they both lost here in the States when they came. And I'd like to see that happen, those two.
Right. It would be great. There's a few fights out there, I think, that would work out real well in the heavyweight division. So, but of course, before that, I'm sure there's a rematch clause tonight. Yeah. I expect Ruiz to probably cross the pond and go over to Anthony Joshua's place, probably pack an O2 arena with 70,000 fans.
Absolutely.
The Brits want their titles back. I'm sure it's going to be a big deal to try to get that back in. Now, if Ruiz wins again, I don't know what to say about Anthony Joshua, but well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it'll be a rematch. People are waiting for it.
Yes, I agree.
All right, well, it was great talking with you, Jameel.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Thanks for the insight and the information.
Thank you.
It's great watching the fight with you, as always.
Thanks.